his name is...
It's John Monday. Hello Internet, it's John Monday and I'm with a overdue pickups video. So I was going to do one months ago and then a game that I had pre-ordered. It originally had Kickstarter, then I pre-ordered it after the Kickstarter started shipping. But I've been thinking my copy will come through, and it hasn't. So, and it's been long enough that I just need to like show the stuff off so I can get on the shelves. So, pickups time. So, I can't even remember last time I did one. Was it July? June? Anyway, so, first up, the tube. So, this one is from a Kickstarter. And for those who aren't aware, back when I was a kid, I loved reading Sonic the Comic. And Sonic the Comic is still technically going. It's online only, but they arranged for a meetup, so a event. I couldn't go because it was too far away for me and children. But but one of their tiers was, if you can't make it, we'll send you the stuff that you would have got, which is in here. So first up, we have the first physical issue of Sonic the Comic, Sonic the Comic Con. But the first issue that's been made for a very long time, and because this has been in the tube for so long, it's really warped it round. But also on the back, because I've already read this, I read this when I got it, but my name is somewhere on there. But yeah, it's so cool to see that, you know, something that, you know, I loved as a kid is still going, even if it's not on shelves. And because it's not like every fortnight like it used to be. So they release an episode like sporadically because they have to get artists, you know, to do it, so forth, so forth, so forth. But yeah, so that's cool. And the storylines are following on from like things I remember being in the comic, so it's still continuing the continuity, which is great. So yep, I need to try and flatten that out. And then we've got here so Sonic the Comic Con 2023 bag, and also t-shirt. Right, so that's pretty cool. I think there is anything else. So cool. Okay, great. Put those to one side for the moment. Now, next up, I've technically already shown this off a bunch because of my Club 52, like 52 game challenge. So from Retro Gaming, I picked up an Easy Flash Junior. So it hasn't got the sticker on it for some reason, but it's an official one. So what this is a flash cartridge that will work with the original Game Boy / Game Boy Color. Even though I have the Easy Omega, which is for the GBA, it's just that that flash cartridge emulates Game Boy Color. But the problem with that is that it's not very well programmed, so you occasionally lose your save files. And there are like some JRPGs I want to play, and I don't want to get 10 hours in and lose my save file. I'm looking at you, Final Fantasy Legend 2. So yeah, I've got that, and yeah, I've been using it, and when I received it, the battery just never worked. As in, like, it would the battery, like, it's easy to replace. And I did ask, you know, why am I having this fault? It's like, oh, it must just be a bad battery. But yeah, once I replaced it, it was fine. It's just it would always say battery dead every time I booted it up, unless if I switched off or switched back on, and then it might have a little bit of juice. But yeah, so but yeah, that's fantastic. I've played several games with it already, and yeah, really like it. Cool. Moving on. So now this from Amazon, and so I got into this show well after it was on, and it was a friend of mine who we would talk about, like, you know, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica stuff, and he said, oh, you should try this, and started lending me the DVDs. And so then It hasn't been around for a while, and some of the main cast have sadly now passed on. But they decided to do an animated film, like a multiverse story, because everyone's doing multiverse. But but to support this series, I was like, I picked it up, and it'd be interesting to watch, and I've heard good things. And that is Babylon 5: The Road Home. In the universe of infinite possibilities, there is only one way home. Return to Babylon 5 as the epic interstellar saga continues. Travel across the galaxy with John Sheridan as he unexpectedly finds himself transported through multiple timelines and alternate realities in the quest to find his way back home. Along the way, he reunites with some familiar faces while discovering cosmic new revelations about the history, purpose, and meaning of the universe. Babylon 5: The Road Home features voices from the original series cast members include Bruce Boxleitner, Claudia Christian, Peter Jurask, Bill Mummy, Tracy Scoggins, and Patricia Tillman. So, yeah, looking forward to watching that. My friend who's the one who got me to Babylon 5 was like, "You haven't watched it yet?" So I'm like, yeah. So, cool. So I need to watch that. Okay. Now, next up. So, because it was so long ago, I hope I'm remembering who sent it to me. So apologies if I got it wrong. But so Ross Bahaha was moving on some PS3 games, and I was like, I wouldn't mind these two. So, and those are Heavy Rain and GTA 5. Yes, I have never owned GTA 5, and the PC port. You don't actually buy the game. It seems like you buy like multiplayer credits or something, and I'm just like, I just want to play the game. So, yep. So yeah, looking forward to playing that someday, but I still need to play GTA 4 first, whenever I get around to that. So, right. And then one which was, I'm not entirely certain why I picked it up, but I saw it recommended somewhere on the internet, and I like the creator's previous work, so I thought, I'll give it a punt, and it was on offer, and that is Paprika. So it's a Japanese animated film. So prepare to enter the realm of fantasy and imagination where reality and dreams collide in a kaleidoscopic mindscape of sheer visual genius. The magical tale centers on a revolutionary machine that allows scientists to enter and record a subject's dream. After being stolen, a fearless detective and brilliant therapist join forces to recover the device, but it falls into the hands of a dream terrorist in this gripping anime thriller from acclaimed director Satoshi Kon. So you might have heard teams ringing in the background. So I haven't started work yet, for people who think I might be shirking. Now then, so that one is empty, which must have been what's the Paprika Blu-ray came in. We'll do this one next. I'm hoping this has come through okay, even though I ordered it like months ago. So this is just pure nostalgia, and I'm not entirely certain why I picked it up, except for it's like I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, and I refuse to, but I have been rereading this and listening to a podcast, which is a podcast going through each issue and discussing about not just the stories and what happens, but what life was like at the time, as in things that get mentioned in the news bits of and the adverts that are in the magazine, comic, and that is Sonic the Comic, or to be more exact, issue number 24. And the reason I've picked up this one is specifically because this is the one that my very first issue that I ever got as a kid. I don't have them anymore. I recycled them. I can't believe I did that now. But as this is the first one I've had, I want that nostalgia. I want that. And for those who are wondering who the heck this is the character Trident from the game Eternal Champions, which was a beat 'em up for the Mega Drive and also the Mega CD. It was meant to be like a Streets of Rage, meant to be a Street Fighter 2 kind of contender. Sadly, it didn't seem to do too well, and they were even going to have multiple different games, different characters will have their own games, and two of them I think did. Like one of them called Larson, you know, I think he had his own Game Gear game, for example. They were going to try and make like a universe, a series of games, not just be beat 'em ups, but have the characters appear in different things. If this had done better, we might have got more, but they did the sequel on the Mega CD, which added new fights to things. So, but also just like back the White Knuckle Ride for like Road Rash for the Game Gear and the Master System. You know, US Gold, and we'll do. Oh, it's stuck down, but we'll try just to open it up for a sec, because I mean I've already read this as part of the podcast, like I'm way beyond this now, but you know, like for example, like this is the Sonic Terminator. So this is like where we first see like the introduction of Metal Sonic, which don't think you see Metal Sonic actually in the issue, but which would be cool if that was my first issue, but it's not. I mean, you see his hand very briefly there, but yeah, and also featured. Let's see, what other stories did it feature? I mean, you had like reviews, and yeah. So this is Eternal Champions. So I'm not doing very well with trying to show this off, am I? Right, there we go. Right. And I think the art that they did back for this, like, is very. This is before it all went like computer, and I just think the art is gorgeous. Like I've discussed, like with like Judge Dredd, you know, and Sandman, like how I love like that kind of art style, like the old art style, and like New Zone, like you discussing like the fact that Wolfenstein 3D is going to be coming out, and Dragon Lair, and oh, hang on, this is quite. I've done a video which hasn't gone live yet about Dragon's Lair, which didn't actually come out, but the prototype has now been released. Being converted to XCD is now. Okay. Anyway, that might be the original rather than the adventure continues. But and Shinobi, they did quite a few of those, and Wonder Boy as well. So okay, yeah. So yeah, it's great to have that back in. Like I said, I am not going to collect them all again. You know, because the like. No, don't stick to the magazine itself. Sorry. That'd be atrocious if I ruined it as soon as I opened it. So yeah, there might be like a couple of issues that if either the art or the story is so good that I might go, you know, I wouldn't mind grabbing that, but otherwise, you know, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole again. Okay, and then last is, so several months ago I went to Scotland and met up with the awesome fellas Gordon, aka Gear84 Gaming, and also Stuart, aka Generation Pixel. Wait, no, this is not from then. Sorry, ignore that. I've already done those. That is a separate video. I went to my local CEX and actually managed to come away with a few bits, which is quite cool. So first up, we have another like Japanese animated film, which is Bella. The art on the front is like grabbed me. So Susie is a 17-year-old high school student living in a rural village where her father with her father. For years, she has only been a shadow of herself. One day, she enters You, a virtual world of 5 billion members on the internet. There, she is not Susie anymore, but Belle, a world-famous singer. She soon meets with a mysterious creature. Together, they embark on a journey of adventures, challenges, and love in their quest of becoming who they truly are. But I don't know, like the art and the story maybe kind of intrigued. Like I like cyberpunk, and I know that's not cyberpunk, but that kind of like virtual world kind of aesthetic. And these two I've showed off in like live streams with other people. But so next is for the Mega CD a dual Cobra Command and sold Feast for £5, which I thought was very good. And like manual and discs, and the discs, you know, yeah, they have some scratches, but they're not bad, and I can't see disc rot. I haven't tested these yet, to be fair, to know if they're working or not. I mean, these would actually be my first legitimate official Mega CD games, even though I've had a console for nearly 3 years now. And then the last, but by no means least, Mega Drive game, Might and Magic Gates to Another World. This is technically Might and Magic 2. The first was never released on the Mega Drive. Might be on the Master System? No, I don't think it is. It's PC only. Or similar kind of consoles, but not like, or maybe the NES. But not the Mega Drive. Anyway, sorry. So, yeah, this is... I do like my RPGs, but look, it is complete. Cartridge and a big, thick manual. Like, EA, for their RPGs, really went, you know, to town on them. Sadly, the manual could be bare nick, but the fact that the manual is there is just brilliant in and of itself. So, yeah, that is the last of my pickups, and finally, after months and months, these can now go on the shelf. So, I hope you've enjoyed those, and I will catch you all next time. Bye.